let's start with, sort of the season as a whole. Can you give your thoughts on, obviously the ending was pretty strong, but how did you feel as a collective, as a team?
Yeah, I mean, 2025 season, had its challenges and ups and downs. It obviously started, well with, 3-1, and then we sort of had a bit of a lull period, and we just probably couldn't get any wins on the board, and we probably weren't playing the footy that we liked and wanted to, and we obviously finished off the season strong, 4 wins and pretty good performance against GWS, but obviously couldn't get over the line. But that gives us a lot of confidence going into the off season and the pre-season and into next year, and that's sort of what we spoke about, was just if these games do matter, even though finals were off the cards, and we want to take steps to get back to finals and sustain success. So every game does matter, even if it's those 4 points aren't going to count towards making finals. It's about building a culture of winning and getting better, and feel like we were sort of able to do that in the last month of the season.
What's your role in motivating the rest of the team to sort of keep going and push for these good performances towards the back end?
Yeah, definitely. And as a leadership group, we talked about driving the group this last month, and how important these games actually do matter to sort of building that culture of excellence and winning. So we try to drive that hard as leaders, and Ross and the coaches did a great job in that as well. And you sort of just can't take anything for granted. In this game, you don't know how long you're going to be in it, so it's a privilege every time to step out in that field. So you want to give your best shot, no matter if technically the games sort of don't count towards finals or towards the back end, but it counts within these 4 walls within and you want to have that respect for the teammates and to the fans as well. Want to give them something to cheer on and celebrate, even though finals were out of the cards. There's a lot of youth coming through here, and they showed a lot this year. It was nice to sort of get those wins for the club and the fans in the back end.
Yeah, you spoke about the youth there. Obviously, the team, a lot of youngsters this year, a lot of debutants. How did it feel to sort of be running out each week with a new guy that was really hungry for success?
Yeah, there's so many good young players coming through, and they're going to be very, very good players. And Taru's going to be a very good player. We'll play with hopefully for a while. But they're just hungry to get better, and they're young. They need to learn. It's a tough game, but they're, like you said, they're hungry to get better and want to be the best that they can be is great. And hopefully us as leaders can sort of help develop them and nurture them and make them better, make us better, because we need to get better as a footy club. But it's been an interesting year, blooding so many young players. In and out of the team, I don't know how many players we played overall for the whole year, but it takes a bit of time to get the synergy going. But it's very exciting. I'm looking forward to next year.
How did it sort of feel to see those youngsters kind of step up a little bit? It was sort of, and especially in that last game, Darcy Wilson kicking 5, these sorts of players that might be struggling or might still be trying to find their feet. How as important is it to see them developing within the year rather than just over the off season?
Yeah, huge. I mean, like you said, back end of the year we took up some really good teams, and that last game against GWS felt a lot like us, and it's awesome to see. Darcy had a great game. He's been working on his game so hard. So pleased for him to finish off the way he did. But Hugh Boxall, Hugo Garcia, the way they attack the contest, it's awesome. Love walking out and running out with them every time on the field. But that last game against GWS really sort of gave us some good momentum. It was a lot more predictable, felt a lot like us. So pleasing to finish the year on a sort of good note, because you sort of need that to go into a long break, which it is. But those young players really sort of stepped up in that back half of the year.
What was the sort of coaching group message to you guys from Ross and from Corey and all these guys? What was sort of the message from them to keep their heads up as well?
Well, I think like anything, sort of every decision you make, it can take you closer to where you want to go to, or it can take you further away. So that was sort of the message, going into sort of everyday training, meetings, getting better, what your craft, watching vision, games, obviously. So every decision you make, can take us towards where we want to go to, or it can take us further back. So that was really the message, to sort of drive that, because it is, there's steps to it, and these games do matter, and there's time, the weeks with training. It's not just wait for next year and we'll get better. We've got to get better now. So, and the boys just thrived off it. We wanted to be better than what we were this year, and frustrating middle period of the season, but we just kept getting the work, and hopefully we can take that into next year.